In this video, we are going to be removing the rear roll cage from the black Evo and hopefully dropping it into the silver Evo. So, project swapping bits is in early stages of full flight, but yeah, as I explained in this video, we're going to be having a go at taking out this rear cage, which is bolt-in, and dropping it into the silver car. So as far as I'm aware, hopefully it will go in without any issues. The only thing I need to do, I'm hoping, is modify the rear sort of bulkhead, as you can see here, because it goes through to the strut top at the back of the car for the back suspension. So I think it's simply a case of unbolting the thing, getting it out first, and then doing a test fit. Let's see how well that goes, shall we?
A few moments later.
Okay, so got ahead of myself slightly and just dropped it into the car to get an idea of how it's going to sit and fit. And it is very tight on the seats, like very tight on the seats. So we will see whether that's going to be a problem or not. Not 100% certain. We'll have to find out. But this is pretty much where it's going to sit. Again, it's like a cave in here, but that's pretty much where it's going to sit. And I've started to mark up with the black pen the holes that I need to make each side to clear for the rear sort of diagonals. So I will mess around a little bit more. I won't bother filming that because it's very dull, and we will come back in a second after a SpongeBob with hopefully me ready to make my holes and me kind of knowing where the hoop is going to sit and making sure that it's going to sit. Otherwise it's going to be a very short video.
A few inches later.
So I think we are sorted. I think everything's going to fit. Here you can see I've already had a bit of a go with the aviation snips making the cuts, and it's the red circle that we're going for and the inner black lines, same thing both sides. Luckily I had this car obviously to use as a sort of template and to improve on the design from this car, but both sides will match, both sides will look good. I'm not going to video me using the Dremel, using the aviation snips, using the files and sanding blocks and all that. I'm not going to video that because it's boring. So thanks to SpongeBob, I will come back in a minute with all of that done, and then we can hopefully kind of offer the cage up to the car and see how it looks.
12 seconds later.
And we are back, and I fitted the roll cage temporarily. I've marked up where the feet holes need to go, and here is our little cutout. Needs a little bit more tidying there, but looking pretty good, I think. Progress. The seats foul on the hoop, so nothing else fouls actually, everything else is fine. So all the wires and stuff fit perfectly, but yeah, the seats are fouling. Obviously that is partly because of the ridiculous stilt-like Sparco subframes, which are terrible. If the seats were lower, then there wouldn't be an issue. But I've also noticed when I sat in the car that the steering wheel is off to the left. So I must have fitted the seats slightly a bit far out or centrally on the subframes when probably they needed to go in a little bit just to sort of line things up a bit better. So I'm going to do that. So another SpongeBob while I make my adjustments, and then we'll be back with the next thing.
One eternity later.
Okay, we are back. Took me longer than I thought to get to this point because I've been doing other things, but roll cage resprayed in satin black by me just to tidy it up a little bit. I have fitted the rear brace from the black car, resprayed it satin black because it's lighter and it fits better with the rear legs of the cage. And if we go to the interior, you can see, hopefully, I've made the holes in the carpet because I'm going to have the legs of the cage sat on top of the carpet like GT3 RS and a few other cars do. Kind of thought that was cooler than cutting big holes in the carpet like big flaps and making a mess that way. So that's my plan, see how it works out. Got our holes drilled there for the legs, and here is the final solution of the cutouts to get the rear legs through to the strut tops. And I have also painted round and kind of smoothed off the edges here, so this is all nice and tidy now. I actually found the paint in the local auto store, Biltmer, the actual code for the Mitsubishi. That was amazing. So all we need to do now is get the cage in with the hoop first, and I'm going to need my player 2 to help me with that because it's quite difficult to get it in without catching it on things, so she'll be along in a second. But get that in, and then I need to get these kind of little spacers and things worked out and get this solution worked out here to get the hoop to sit perfectly with the height for the seats, so it doesn't foul on the seats because it's very close to the seats, and kind of get it even both sides. And then once I've done that, hopefully we can get the carpet down and we can then get the rear in. I'm not going to do a final fit of this and tighten everything up because all of the carbon things that I've ordered are now in the country and will be here soon. And one of the things is a rear kind of panel, like the rear bench, rear seat back delete. So I need to take the cage out again anyway, so I'm just doing this for the video. So anyway, let's fast forward to player 2 arrival and getting the hoop in, and then you can see what I'm on about with these spacers and things, and then we can kind of go from there. Okay, so that's the rear hoop in place, and I have partly bolted it into the floor. My original plan obviously was to just drill holes in the carpet and then have the carpet sat underneath the feet, but probably all car carpets are the same. Because the carpets don't fit perfectly, and because they stand proud and tight in the corners, had the same issue with the footrest that I fitted. Because of that, I've had to basically use the same solution that they'd used on the Black Evo, which, if we have a look at the Black Evo, what they've done is they've cut out here a flap there to go through, and then just basically left the carpet kind of sat outside the base of the hoop. So I have done the passenger side, kind of see it over there, probably about as well as I can do it. And then the driver's side here, I'm not going to video me doing this final bit, but maybe you can see that in the darkness, I don't know. But I have cut out the flaps there to fit under. So what I can do is I can lift up the cage and then get the carpet underneath, and then with the flaps out of the way, I can fit the spacers and washers and things, and then kind of fold the carpet in. So I'll do that, and then we'll come back in a SpongeBob, hopefully with that done, and you can see kind of the hoop in, essentially. And then we need player 2 again to put in the rear kind of cross member.
2 hours later.
Okay, hopefully you can see, because it's so dark in the back cave, but that is the finished solution there. So cutting 1 centimetre from the bolt holes that I cut in the carpet, like 1 centimetre backwards and forwards and to the left and the right, and then cutting a horizontal line from back to front on the line of the inner bolt holes, and then 4 centimetres back and forwards from that line. That is the perfect cut in the carpet. And the inner side of the carpet, that just kind of sits down flush fine, doesn't go anywhere. That's just relieving the tension in the carpet that was there before. And the inner piece of the carpet, so that's the bit on this side, all I've done is I've just folded that back under itself and then picked it out just to allow it to kind of butt up to those pie cuts or whatever you want to call them. So that is done. The bolts, I managed to fit the washers and spacers easily with the carpet cut, surprise, surprise. And the way I did it was I went with bolts in from underneath, put the washers in place and then pushed the bolt through the washer to hold it in place, and then kept doing that to build it up. And then once I got it as I wanted it, I just pushed the bolt in, pushed the bolt out from the bottom through the top. Job's a good one. So there we go. We are now ready to fit the rear cross. Just need my player 2 for that. And then that will be it for now. I'm not going to tighten everything, like I say, because stuff needs to come out. So we will just get that in, and then you can kind of see the finished sort of product. Okay, we are done. Well, I say done, temporarily done, just for the video. But you can see, I'll try and get some better footage with a bit of music at the end of the cage, if anyone's interested. But yeah, there we go. It is in place. I haven't weighed it, like I say, but you kind of see how it fits together and all that. I will weigh it at some point. But yeah, I think it looks smart and it fits, and yeah, I'm happy with it. Obviously, it's not great that it's a big weight increase in the car. It's probably going to be about 40 kilos maybe, something like that, maybe a bit less. But oh yeah, you can see in the back as well how it kind of looks, how it sits. Yeah, so not great to add weight, but it looks cool as fuck. Like the rear cage in my M3 from Munbury Motorsport, that thing was awesome. Looking through the rearview mirror and just seeing a roll cage there just makes you feel like a race car driver. It's worth it for that, for me. And the car's not really lacking for power and won't be lacking for power with the plans I've got for it. So not really that bothered about the weight addition. And of course, it's good for safety, which is the main reason why you fit a roll cage. Heaven forbid, if you roll the car, you need some structural integrity there to try and stop you from dying, which is never something that you want to do, really. You kind of hope. Anyway, so there we go. Thank you for watching this video, and the next video I'm hoping is going to be unboxing initially, and then fitting lots and lots of carbon fibre pieces onto the car, and then we'll kind of go from there, really. So yeah, on to the next video.